May I proceed to ask the following question? This is the pro forma. This is the statement. These are attachments. I'm referring to the copies of the IDs of the officers. Does that all this constitute a confession?
Die verklaring ten opsigte van die konfessie self is aangeheg met die voorvereistes om te kom tot daai verklaring is ook aangeheg.
Okay. The statement is also the statement is attached together with the requirements to get to that particular statement. I-statement lesi kanye nalokho okufunekayo noma okudingekayo ukuthi uyofika kusona ke statement kuhlanganisiwe.
Die verklaring sluit met ander woorde my bevinding in na aanleiding van die vrae wat gevra is, die antwoorde wat gegee is.
Now that then includes, that is now my finding with regards to the questions that I posed as well as the answers that were given. Lokho kokufaka phakathi ke imibuzo engayibuza kanye futhi neimpendulo engayithola nesinqumo engafinyelela kusona.
My question will be,
Dit vorm saam 'n deel van die verklaring in terme van artikel 217.
It then forms part of the statement in terms of section 217. Kube kusuba yingxenye ke yasoke istatement lesi ke statement esenzwe phansi kwakhe ke section 217.
Maar die bekentenis self ten opsigte van wat die deposant vir my gesê het ten opsigte van die misdaad is net ten opsigte van aanhangsel A.
But then the statement with regards to what it is that the deponent informed me with regards to the commission of the offense itself is then annexure A. Kuse kuthi ke sona ke statement lesi la khona ke engichazela kona ke ukuthi yini impela eyenzeka mayela ke necala leli bona ke bese kuba u-annexure A.
Die bekentenis self is dis 'n annexure A, maar die hele dokument sluit die verrigtinge in totaliteit in.
The confession itself is annexure A, but the entire document contains the proceedings as a whole. Bese kuthi yona ke i-confession lena noma statement lesawasenza ku annexure A, kodwa ke uma usuwahlanganisa ewonke ke kufaka konke okwenzeka ngaleli yalanga.
Okay. So I just want clarity. Annexure A consists of 6 pages, 1 to 6. Is that so?
Dis korrek.
That is correct. Annexure A ke ama page awu 6 1 yofika ku 6.
From that statement, that is the statement of the confessor or the deponent. Is that correct?
Dis korrek.
That is correct. Futhi lesa statement ke statement esalona ke owayekhuluma kumina engitshela.
For the benefit of the public, was it supposed to be commissioned, signed and commissioned before a commission of oath?
Nee.
No. Kwangafaneleke ukuthi sibe sasayindwa ke sisiwe ke kumuntu obizwa ngokuthi commissioner ke ozobeka ke istem.
Was the statement signed?
Ja.
Yes, yebo statement esasayindwa.
All right. May I approach my colleague?
Yes, yes.
My lord. Are you in possession of the statement?
Yeah.
Dis korrek.
That is correct.
Can we go to the last page, I think page 6 of the statement. Page 6 of the statement. Are you there?
Dis korrek.
That is correct.
Do you see the signature of the deponent?
Hy het hier sy initial gemaak. Die volle handtekening verskyn op bladsy 8. Nadat die verrigtinge voltooi is, het ek hom versoek om die volle handtekening te maak op die laaste bladsy wat bladsy 8 was van hierdie en dan het ons almal geteken.
It's only his initials that appear there, but his full signature is on page 8. That's when everything was now completed, when I requested him to sign, and we all signed. Ukuthi ke assign ke akasayindanga lapha kule page 6 wabeka njena ke ama initials akhe kwase kuthi ke upage 8 page lokugcina ke ila khona ke sikamcela ukuthi assign uma seqedwe konke nathi ke sase siyasayina.
All right. From page 1, if I may ask you to peruse it. Peruse from page 1 up to page 5. Do you see any signature of the deponent?
Nee, net sy paraat.
No, it's only his initials. Akasayindanga ku page 1 yofika ku page 5 ukuthi nje ubeka nje ama initials akhe.
My instruction is that he has never or did not attach any initials, and he did not sign any statement, especially in front of you.
Dis 'n formuleen.
That is a lie. Amanga nje lawo ukuthi nje akakazi asayindeke phambi kwami noma ke abekeke ama initials akhe.
Sorry, I'm not interfering with your interpretation. Say, sir, that is an familian.
Dis korrek.
Can you just say it in English?
Infama.
It's an absolute lie.
It's a notorious lie.
Yes.
You said he signed on page 8.
Dis korrek.
That is correct.
Page 8 is a pro forma.
Dis korrek.
That is correct.
It's not a statement.
Dis korrek.
That is correct. Kuyiqiniswa ukuthi ngithe usayine ku page 8 nokuthi ke kuyi performer ke akusona statement.
A statement is separate from a pro forma. A pro forma is to insulate an inquiry before making a statement. Is that so?
Ek kan dit seker so interpreteer.
Maybe you can interpret it as such. Mhlawumbe ungabeka kanjalo ukuthi iform lena ke yona ke ihlukile kusona istatement
Jy moet net onthou dat wanneer ons die bekentenis afneem, die proses in een loop.
You just have to remember that when we take down a confession that this process is a continuous process.
So ons hanteer of ek het die formaliteitsvereistes eerstes hanteer en toe hy die verklaring wou aflê, het ek dit gedoen en ek het agterna het ons hierdie dokumente onderteken nadat hy bevestig het dat alles korrek is ten opsigte van sy verklaring.
I first started with the requirements or with the formalities that is now on the front pages, and then when he wanted to make the statement, I then proceeded with it, and then that is when now the documents had now to be signed.
May I just hand over to you a pro forma that has a statement which has also made with the same intentions of taking a confession. This is just a confession which was taken by somebody else, which I just want to show you that there is a difference between that statement and the statement that I'm going to hand it over to you. With the leave of the court, may I hand it over to her for comparison, my lord.
Mr. Baloi.
This is a pro forma used by Commission to Office Justice of the Peace. I don't know whether one can really compare the two.
No, wait. You say it's a pro forma?
Of a statement taken down by Justice of the Peace.
Not
the magistrate.
Not the magistrate.
Yes.
Okay, fine.
So we're not comparing apples with apples.
My lord, actually the main thing is I'm not going to the pro forma per se, to the statement in which the signature of the deponent appears in the statement. Do you see that?
Ek neem kennis.
I take note.
So the statement, you see that there's a pro forma and a statement.
Ek sien dit.
I see that. Yabona ke ukuthi kune form ke lokubiza ukuthi performa kanye ne statement.
In that statement, there is a thumbprint from each and every page. Do you confirm that? If not all pages, but there's a thumbprint in that
Ek is net
statement.
besig om te kyk as ek maar net die geleentheid sal vind.
Just give me an opportunity. I'm busy checking.
Ek sien die duimafdruk.
I see the thumbprint. Ngiyasibona ke isithupha lesi esibekiwe.
Do you see the initials at the bottom of the first page of the statement?
Ek sien daar's 'n geskribbel.
I see that it's scribbled there. Ngiyabona ke khona nje kubhaliwe lapha yana.
Daar lyk soos 'n handtekening langs die duimafdruk en dan lyk daar soos 'n of dit 'n O of 'n Q of 'n X is en dan nog so 'n skribbel. So ek kan nie sê of dit 'n handtekening of 'n initial is nie.
I see
en of
that-
dit net 'n maak is nie.
I see that there's something that looks or appears like a signature next to the thumbprint, and then there's something that looks like an O, a Q, or an X, and then there's another scribble. I cannot confirm as to whether that's a signature.
Now let's go to the last page of that statement. What do you see there? Last page. The
Wat se
last,
deel
Which
ekskuus,
part?
Wat se deel verwys u nou na?
Which part are you referring to?
the last page of the statement.
Van die konfessie.
Yeah.
Ja.
What do you see there?
Dieselfde geskribbel
There's the same scribble. Ngibona nje lo yambhala ofanayo,
en bo dit verskyn signature of justice of peace.
and then on top of that it appears a signature. Sorry.
Ekskuus. Onder die geskribbels verskyn dit signature of justice of the peace in die volle name.
Just underneath that scribbling, then appears the signature of justice of the peace as well as the full names. Amagama ke alowo ke ukuthiwa uyena ke wayithatha amagama akhe aphelele.
En heel onderaan is daar weer 'n duimafdruk
And once again, right at the bottom, there's another thumbprint. Phinde ke ezantsi kube nesithupha
met 'n ander handtekening.
with another signature.
So there, do you see the signature of the deponent? On the same page.
Nee, want dis net 'n duimafdruk. So ek twyfel sterk dat iemand van die justice of the peace of sy kantoor het met 'n duimafdruk gaan teken. So ek kan nie vir u sê wie se handtekening is wie sinne nie.
Okay, sorry.
No, it's
Of
only,
wie se merk is wie sinne of wie se duimafdruk is hierso.
it's only a thumbprint, and I doubt strongly that a justice of the peace would then just put a thumbprint. So I cannot confirm which signature belong to who here from that which appears here. Ngibona nje isithupha lana futhi ke ngiyangabaza ukuthi ke umuntu okuyena ke owayethatha le statement kungawuyena ke ongabeka isithupha. Ngeke ngisho ukuthi le signature ngibona la ukuthi ekabani.
May I rephrase it? May I rephrase my question? The signature that appears on behalf of the words justice of peace, other than that signature, is there any signature on that page that you see?
Daar is 'n handtekening net bo die thumbprint.
There is
Duimafdruk of ek weet nie wat se vinger hier vingerafdruk is nie. Duim, voorvinger, middelvinger, ek weet nie.
there's a signature that just above the thumbprint. I cannot say it's the thumbprint, it's the middle finger, or which finger it is, but there is a signature above that.
Normaalweg behoort daar geskryf te wees wat se vingerafdruk daar gevat is.
Normally it should be indicated there as to which particular finger was taken. Kufanele ngenjwayelo ke kuvamise ukuthi ke kubhalwe ke ukuthi imuphi umunwe loyana obekiwe lapha.
Ek vind dit ook onwaarskynlik dat 'n getuie 'n thumbprint sal gee. So ek weet nie of die handtekening by hierdie vingerafdruk dien as 'n getuie tot wie se vingerafdruk gevat is of nie.
I also find that for me it would be improbable that a witness would put his thumbprint, and now there is a signature next to that thumbprint. I don't know whether that is now to witness as to whose finger that is printed on there. Nokuthi futhi ke ufakazi angathi abesebeka isithupha sakhe ke naloko ke kuyinto engabazisayo, nokuthi futhi kube sekuyasayindwa ke eduze kwaleso sithupha leso ngazi nokuthi lo muntu uyasho noma uchaza ukuthi umunwe kabani loya.
So u vra my met alle respek om op hierdie stadium te spekuleer op wie se vingerafdruk is hier en wie se handtekening is hier. Ek neem aan die handtekening wat lyk soos 'n Q en 'n X en daar geskribbel is die Justice of the Peace. Dit is die vrederegter se handtekening bloot op feit dat op die laaste bladsy daai selfde handtekening bo die lyntjie verskyn waaronder getik is Justice of the Peace signature.
And with all due respect, now you are asking me to speculate with regard to this, and but where there's that scribble, I just assume that one would be now a signature belonging to the Justice of the Peace, because if you look at the last page, just above where it's written signature of Justice of the Peace, that signature is above that. Lana ke umcela nje noma uthi kumina ke angicabangele nje noma ngiqageleke ukuthi ubani obesayinda la ubani obebeka isithupha, kodwa ke la kungathi khona ke kunaleyo mbhalo ongathi u-O u-Q noma u-X, ngicabanga ukuthi yilona ke owayethatha istatement lesi.
So ma'am, the purpose of this exercise, the reason for giving you that statement is to compare your statement and the statement that is in front of you. That they are different, totally different.
Meneer, met alle respek, ek weet nie wat u wil vergelyk en hoe sê u dit is verskillend nie. Hierso het 'n persoon die verklaring onderteken met 'n duimafdruk.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know what it is that you find to be different and what it is that you want to compare, because here a person made a statement and confirmed that with a thumbprint.
In my verklaring is dit bevestig deur die deposant by wyse van 'n initial.
And in my statement, it was then confirmed by the deponent by means of initialing.
So die
sorry,
deposante in hierdie geval het verskillende maniere gebruik om die verklaring te onderteken, of dit nou 'n merk is, 'n handtekening is of 'n duimafdruk is.
Now, in these two different statements, the deponents made use of different means to confirm their statements, whether it's by a mark, by a signature, or by a thumb print.
Ma'am, sorry, please, can I afford me to ask a question? This is your statement. This is the statement that was made in front of you. This one.
Dis korrek.
Dat is
Dit is
korrek.
bladsy
6.
15. Dit is met ander woorde 6 van 6 heel onder. Jy sal sien heel bo by my dokumente het ek dit basies so gemerk.
You'll just see it right at the top in my documents. That's how I marked them. That is now that would be page 6.
Yes.
Page 6.
Bladsy 6 of 6.
That's correct.
6 of 6.
That's why I'm saying there's no signature of the deponent.
Nee,
You
maar daar is nog
agree?
steeds 'n initial hier. So of hy nou sy thumbprint daar gesit het, vol geteken het, 'n kruisie gemaak het, sy neusafdruk gesit het, hy het dit onderteken.
But now there is an initial here. Whether he initialed, he put a cross, a thumbprint, or his nose print, but he did put something there. Lana ke ukuthi ke akasayindile, kodwa ke ubekile ke ama initials wakhe, noma ke bekuyikhala libekile, noma isithupha sibekile, noma wenze i-cross.
I'm not talking about the initials. I'm talking about the signature. What is important is to inform the court that the statement was never signed. There's no signature of the deponent here. In page 6.
Nee, daar's nie 'n wetlike vereiste dat hy sy volle handtekening moet gee op hierdie stadium daar nie. Hierso is en ek weet eers wie dit gedoen het. U wys vir my 'n bekentenis. Ek weet nie wie se bekentenis dit is nie. U wys vir my 'n bekentenis vrede regter met 'n duimafdruk. U is tevrede met daai duimafdruk. Maar u het 'n beswaar omdat 'n persoon nie in hierdie konfessie of bekentenis van my 'n volle handtekening gemaak het nie.
Yes, you are showing to me, firstly, there is no legal requirement for a person to do that. You are showing me here a statement where a person has put down a thumbprint and you are satisfied with that. On my side, a person initialed and you are not satisfied with that.
Thank
but
you.
are satisfied with the thumbprint.
Mits ek u verkeerd verstaan as jy dit net kan duidelik stel is.
Maybe I misunderstood you. If you can just put it correctly or much clearer.
Can you interpret it, Mr.?
So, which part now?
All right, may I rephrase the questions? Let's just rephrase the question. My question, very simple. At the end of the statement, page 6, last page of the statement that you have taken, other than the alleged initials, there is no signature of the deponent. That's what I'm asking.
Daar is nie 'n volle handtekening van die deposant nie. U is heeltemal 100% reg.
100% correct. There is no signature of the full signature of the deponent. Uqiniseke ngokuthi ku page 6 kulesi sami statement ayikho ka noma akasayindile ngokugcwele.
May I have that statement, please? Thank you very much on that exercise.
Are you not handing out that document?
Sorry, ma'am.
Are you not handing out that document?
No, ma'am.
What's the value then of that if the court can't even see it?
Somebody's coming to testify on the statement, ma'am.
That's not the point. This is the witness who's being cross-examined on the two documents, that document. And I'm saying, are you not handing it up? That's all I want.
I'm sorry, my lord, the time annexures were handed to the court. It's one of the annexures. I just want to confirm because I was not present
Okay.
at that time. It's marked J. What? It's marked.
Hy verwys na hierdie.
H, my lord.
H.
HH. So it's just a pro forma, my lord, I beg your pardon, because the statement is part of the redacted parts. So may I reserve that for my argument in the event a statement will...
Reserve handing up the document.
It's just that your lordship will not have sight of the statement at
That's
the moment.
correct.
But if the court is inclined to look just at the back of just for the purpose of the exercise, to compare the last page of the statement attached under HH and the statement attached under JJ. Only the last part of the statement, not on the contents of the...
I see your colleague here smiling. Mr. Mbaloi.
We are of the view that the entire document must be handed up.
No. No. Rather, let me withdraw the question.
And the document. Because
And
the
the
handing up of the document, sorry,
And, my lord,
the handing up of the document is predicated in support of your cross-examination of this witness, where you said he must compare, she must compare the two documents, that is Exhibit JJ,
and
as he explained it, and the facsimile, which you say she must compare her confession together with the attachments or the annexures to that very facsimile which you have handed over to her.
my lord, the issue is that a statement cannot, as per agreement, okay,
With whom?
between the parties,
Oh, the state.
yes, that it cannot be handed over prior to the ruling in terms
No,
of
I'm
the
aware of that.
admissibility. Yes.
But that's that statement, the one which you say belongs to some other person.
Yes.
Why can't this court have sight of it? Because you are using it for comparative reasons, are you not?
I am, my lord.
Yes, I'm aware. So you are saying you are withdrawing the question now?
Because when I'm consulting with my colleagues here, I was not part of what was discussed.
Hey.
But if they discourage me to hand over the last page, because I indicated that only the last page for the sake of comparison, because it consists of certain parts of the statement. So that is the fear that my colleagues have for the court to have sight of.
Yeah, this is a danger you undergo when you use a document which can only be disclosed to viewing after the court has, if it has, or if it does rule that that statement was made freely and voluntary, etc. You are the one who opens the can of worms.
No, it's fine.
And yet you, all of you refused me to listen to an audio recording.
It's not
Now
us.
you want me to view a statement,
My lord, is the law, it's not us. May I withdraw this?
No,
as-
it's your choice.
May I would like to withdraw it, but that will be subject of my argument. May I withdraw the last part of my question in relation to the,
So the last part of your question is withdrawn.
on page 6 of the accused statement.
Okay.
But I'm happy that the witness has confirmed that there's no signature of the deponent.
But if you say you've withdrawn that last part of the question, then her answer also.
And the answer, not the
Consequential
answer.
on your saying you're withdrawing it.
The comparison.
You're actually saying the court should not take that answer, which was elicited by your last question,
Man-
by this witness.
May I
You're saying
clarify, my
basically
lord?
that.
May I clarify this?
Okay.
I'm withdrawing the comparison of both statements, but I'm not withdrawing the question that there is no signature of the deponent on the statement she has made. That's what I'm withdrawing, the comparison of the statements, but not the answer she has already tendered before this court.
And you're saying you're not going to hand up that document.
The document will be handed over at a later stage.
Mr. Barry, what's your reaction? Oh,
Well, I suppose my colleague is in charge. If he withdraws the comparison, then it means his questions and answers are now off the record, pro non-scripture basically.
yes, Mr. Mngomezulu?
All right, ma'am, let me have that statement that I gave you, the last statement that I gave you, so that I can safely put it on record, that in that statement that you have, that you took from the deponent, there's no signature. That's the last question on the aspect of the signature. There's no signature. Can you confirm that there's no signature? It's only the initials.
Dit is net die initials soos wat u sê op die laaste bladsy en op elke bladsy soos wat dit verkeer tot en met daai waar hy sê dat the statement is now signed by the deponent by means of his signature, is die signature ten volle aangeteken.
Yes, there is no signature from that page, as you say, as well as the other pages, up until the page that the witness is now referring to, page 8, is where it says now his signature is now on. Yebo kuyiqiniswa ke ukuthi kuphela ke initial ayibekile lapha akuna signature ku page yokugcina ke statement qhubeka ke kodwa kuze kuyofika ke ku page 8 la khona ke assign khona.
Sorry, you prefaced your answer by reading the notation. As ek verstaan, u sê op bladsy 6. Daar's nie 'n
Ag, maar
Teken nie.
soos wat die verrigtinge plaasgevind het
Ja, no,
voor
dis-
my,
Ja.
het al die verrigtinge eers plaasgevind. Dit
That's
sluit in die voorvereistes en toe die eetsverklaring.
That's it.
Waarna hy gevra is om dan sy volle handtekening te bring en elke bladsy te initial.
That's it.
Hierdie bladsy 8 het ek aanvanklik op hierdie verklaring wat ek oorhandig het heel agter gehad.
Right.
Dit is lyk my teruggeskuif na sy oorspronklike plek toe. So selfs die sertifikaat van die tolk was heel agter gesit.
Right.
So ja, ten opsigte van bladsy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 en 6 van die verklaring self van die voorval, van die beweerde voorval, is daar net initials.
That's it, ja.
Nie 'n volle handtekening nie.
And then on page 8,
En dan die ander ook net initials en dan die laaste bladsy wat ek beskou na aanleiding van die verrigtinge afgeloop het, 'n volle handtekening.
the last bladsy according to your,
Volgens die verrigtinge wat plaasgevind het voor
Ja.
my.
what is the last page according to you?
Bladsy 8.
Page
Volgens die dokumente soos wat dit op die formas gemerk is.
Bladsy 8.
Page 8 is
And you
according
say there's a
Sorry.
signature,
Dis 'n volle handtekening.
which is preceded by what? Can you understand me? Did he sign because it says, having made the statement, that's what I understood you. Just put it on record, ma'am.
Dis korrek. Ek het na die tyd toe alles afgeneem is gesê teken volle handtekening. Hy het dit geteken, die volle handtekening, en ek het vir hom ook gevra om elke bladsy te initial wat hy ook gedoen het.
After the completion of the proceedings, I then requested him to sign, which he did, and then requested him to initial each page, which he also did.
Okay.
So in page 8, I think it's referring to page 8 of the pro forma.
Now, is it not of the statement?
The statement consists of 6 pages.
6 pages, yeah, okay.
The pro forma consists of 9 pages, if I'm not, or 8 pages, or if not 9.
Ja. Advokaat, die proses soos wat dit afgeloop het voor my, was nie dat daar gevra is teken enige iets.
Advocate, the process as it unfolded before me, it was not to such to the extent that you were just asked sign each and everything, yeah?
Daar was met ander woorde nie gehandel met die voorvereistes en toestehandtekeninge aangebring.
For an example, it was not the prerequisites that were dealt with and then thereafter asking for signatures. Indlela ke okwenzeka ngayo kwakuse ukuthi uqala achazelweke ukuthi form ihamba kanjani bese kuyacelwa ukuthi asayine, yeah.
Die voorvereistes is hanteer. Daarna het ons oorgegaan op die konfessie.
Okay, the prerequisites were handled or dealt with. Thereafter, we moved to the confession. Siqaleke ngaloku okhona kwi-form la ngaphambili sase siyandlulela kusona istatimende.
En nadat die konfessie gemaak is, het hy sy volle handtekening aangebring. Dit is die handtekening op bladsy 8 en het hy elke bladsy geparafeer.
Now, after the completion of the confession, he was then requested to sign. That is now the signature which he brought on page 8. Thereafter, requested to initial each page. Celiwe-ke uma sengabe seqediwe ukubhala sona istatement ukuthi asigned ila assigned khona ke ku page 8 wasecelwa ukuthi abeka ama initials kwi page nganye.
May I just put this version? The signature that appears on page 8 is in dispute.
Ek neem kennis.
The
I take
accused,
note. Ngiyakuzwa ke uma uthi ke uyayiphikisa ke le signature elapha ku page
the
8.
accused left that office without appending a signature to any of the documents that were in front of him.
Ek gaan 'n retoriese vraag vra. Wie sou dan namens hom geteken het? Want ek sê vir u nou, hierdie man het geteken voor my, voor sy prokureur en voor die tolk.
Okay, I'm going to ask you a rhetorical question. Who would have then now signed in his space or in his place? Because this gentleman signed in the presence of his legal representative, in the presence of the interpreter. Uma kuukuthi uthike wahamba lapho engasayindanga, ubani kwasayinde endaweni yakhe, ngoba usayinde ummeli wakhe khona, utolika ekhona.
Die tolk, sowel as hierdie prokureur, kan daaroor getuig as u my woord in twyfel trek.
The interpreter, as well as this legal representative, can now attest to that if it is now that you are disputing that
Gesien in die
which
lig
I am
daarvan dat
saying.
die bandopname wat die prosedure volledig uiteensit nie toegelaat is vir redes op rekord nie.
Taking into account that the recording which now recorded the proceedings was not admitted in court or as part of evidence, lana ke uma kuukuthi ke lokho engikushoyo mina ke uyangabaza noma ke awukuthathi ke utolika nalomeli lo owayekhona usebengabizwa ke bazoqinisekisa ke lokhu mina ke engikushoyo.
Okay, may I just put this version? Before, can you please read, before the alleged signature, there's a sentence on page 8.
Is that part of the statement, sir?
The pro forma, my lord, sorry.
Oh, it's not that part of the statement.
pro forma.
The pro forma, okay.
On page 8.
Yeah, because I'm entitled legally to have
The
sight
state-
of the pro forma.
Thank you, my lord.
The statement is now signed by the department by means of his signature.
Istatement ke manje siyasayindwa ke ulona ke bewenza istatement ngokuthi asayinde.
Hierdie bladsy is geteken na alles afgeloop is.
This page was signed after everything had been done. Die page
Toe het
lena-
hy volledig geteken, die tolk het volledig geteken en ek het volledig geteken en die tyd van completion van hierdie hele verrigting was 20 minute oor 5 die middag.
He signed in full, the interpreter signed in full, I then signed, and then the time of completion of these entire proceedings was 20 past 5. Lana ke uyena ke owasayinda ke futhi ke i-document lena isayindwe emuva kokuthi konke sekwenziwe seqediwe
So
ke.
hierdie handtekeninge is nie afgeneem na completion van die verrigtinge van die proforma vorm nie. Dit is gedoen nadat die proforma vorm voltooi is tot in bladsy 7 en die konfessie afgeneem is en hy gevra is toe om te teken.
Now, this signature, which appears on page 8, was not appended after the completion of the pro forma. It was after the pro forma was done, up to page, you said page? Yes, 7, yes, and then the confession was taken down, and then it was only then, after it had been completed, when he now appended his signature on page 8. Ukusayinda-ke kwakhe la ku page 8 akwenzekanga ngemuva kokuthi sesiqede isigaba sokuqala seform lokubizwa ukuthi i-pro forma. Iqediwe leyo, sangena kwistatement, emuva kwalokho-ke yila khona-ke asesayina khona.